I let you all down. You followed me, you trusted me, and now you're acting like nothing happened. How can you be so damn calm? Look at where you are.
Girl, please don't go. I miss you. Can't you see I'm down? Hold on a second. Okay. Down on my knees.
Mortal? Yes, mortal. Temporary. Coming to an end. A life of finality.
Ouch. He's just a boy.
I have pancreatic cancer.
I have known this woman for 55 years.
I know this cancer's gonna kill me.
It's not every day someone comes up to you on the street and says, "Hey, fella, you want to win a boat?" And you're like, "Yeah, fella, I want to win a boat."
Yeah.
I knew that tonight was my last night. Pop another bottle like, hey, bruh. I ain't shine down, but I'm way too blessed to be stressed on way up. I'm like, man, fuck it, let's run out of. I thought you did so. Guess I was wrong.
She passed away, the pastor say she had it straight, but she's with me, she's with me. As long as I'm alive, her blood is in my veins. Questioning the God that got me sick and pain. But what's crazy, the day after she deceased, my son was born 3 months early, I had the peace.
Up again, down again, got into thick and thin, I lost the win, I take it in stride. Hanging tough, call the bluff, strutting all my stuff, I love the rush, it's all on the line.
The first 48 or the 48 laws, I be fluent in both. You be doing the most, I be doing the best, and learn how to get without happening.
Lost in the show. I don't want to be without my friends.
Rolling Stones still can't get no satisfaction. You can miss me with the yap, and I'm more a fan of the action.
It sounds like my watch a gazillion bucks. I'm in every girl's mind, everywhere all the time.
Tasting nerd, I love your signal. I can't keep my antennas down. Sirens so tight, like yeah, yeah, yeah. Transmissions delicious, so authentic and nice.
They say you can't be in 2 places at once. Well, what about 3? We went digging through public records and found LSU's neurosurgery department was billing Medicare for surgeries by a top doctor who didn't actually perform them.
I signed, dated, and addressed letters to KTBS, sealed them up, and mailed them from different locations on a Tuesday. One at the Shreveport Post Office, less than a mile from the TV station, another in Bossier City, and a third in Wascom, Texas. After 1 day's delay due to Hurricane Laura,
they arrived on a Friday for a total of 3 days in transit.
So we took flowers out, and I swam as far as I could. Took the flowers and dumped them in the lake.
She thought it would make her feel better, and
It didn't.
Melody Beal and Daisha Benjamin didn't know each other a year ago.
And it's really funny because I don't like girls normally.
But together, they can share the pain that few others understand.
it's always there, crying every day. Depression.
Dennis Morgan made the call around 2:30 in the afternoon. He told the dispatcher he'd been out all day, came home and did yard work, and then found Martha's body on the floor.
Oh, my wife. Oh.
Okay, can you tell what she did to herself?
Oh, I don't know. She's bloody all over.
Snapchat is an app that lets users send photos and videos that disappear after they're viewed. But snaps of these documents, stolen from a Sabine Parish Sheriff's deputy's patrol vehicle.
I feel awesome! It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful! It's different, but it feels good, actually.
I'm super excited to graduate. Everything's been great at Bipsy. Bipsy's an awesome school. Their theater department is amazing.
That's when the Caddo Sheriff's Office started investigating. In its reports, detectives wrote that Judge Brown's clerk, Trina Chu, had downloaded documents from that off-limits case to her own flash drives and emailed legal advice to her friend, Williams, who then forwarded some of that communication to Judge Brown on his Second Circuit email address.
Northwestern State University head football coach Brad Laird played for Childress, including 1990. That's when he was quarterback on the Bearcats State Championship team that went undefeated and were ranked #1 nationally. Laird talks about the reasons for Childress' success as a coach.
Now that I'm in that coaching profession, I found out real quick, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the people.
We're hurting. We have a black car all over our town.
This community was raised on godly ways. A lot of God is leaving our children.
My prayer is that we can all heal.
A prayer for healing in a community wounded. Less than a month ago, local, state, and federal law enforcement raided house after house in Ringgold, a town with fewer than 1,500 people. It wasn't the case this year, following a deputy-involved shooting in March and another in April. We didn't learn the names until we received both case files through public records requests after the deputies were cleared by a grand jury.
Shots fired at that location. Suspect is down.
It's a good checks and balance. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the public, the media, knowing the names.
Start tonight with breaking news.
You hear it from us
breaking news about a shooting
all too often.
About a deadly shooting outside a hotel on
a local life.
Also tonight, a fatal shooting
Ended by gunfire.
And I reached down to get my phone and the life jacket, and when I did, somehow I bumped the gas. And when I did, it just went full throttle, and it threw me out.
Robbie started treading water. When he looked up, he was shocked.
My boat just kept going, and it started circling.
Round and round.
I would say 5 times went around me.
Robbie started thinking, could he swim to the boat and put it back in neutral?
If it gets me under, the prop's gonna get me.
I have fun, first of all. It's just a good way to kind of blow off steam, relax. It teaches you a lot of responsibility. It's not about just shooting a gun. It's the principle you have to have everything correct in what you do with your body, your setup, how you clean your rifle.
Owning your own business is the American dream. Oso Designs and Embroidery owner Sandra Slaughter is not just dreaming it, she's living it.
It's a lot of hard work, but hard work pays off.
When she started in the embroidery business back in 1995, she was on the technology side, traveling from her home in Doncaster, England, to the U.S. on a work visa.
For decades, drivers have been wary about their speed in school zones. But now police officers are keeping their eye on where your eyes are.
It can save kids' lives.
If your eyes are on your cell phone and not the road, it could cost you in Marshall, Texas.
She's on the phone right now.
When cataracts are common.
Right away,
you're going to see a difference.
Because of special eye drop use post-corneal surgery, Joe's cataract is dense.
If you'll look a little bit toward me to your right, you feel a little bit of pressure here. So Joe had an advanced cataract, but over the last several years, as he's had to use steroid drops to the point where he was hardly seeing, he was legally blind.
It's on Hearn because we had heard from the city of Shreveport that cars were getting stuck, and look at this. Look at how bad this is. You have moving water. What you just saw was a terrible idea. And so they did have some power here on campus today, just not enough to keep things up and running. Look at the size of that root ball. That tree just toppled over, totally crushed this house. You down trees all along Highway 171, way more than I can count, all the way through Beauregard Parish into Sabine Parish. Incredibly dangerous, and we're told a family of 5 trapped about 7 miles in that direction.
Also talking a lot about a smear campaign directed against former Ukraine ambassador Ivan Yovanovitch, allegedly to try and get her out of the way. And about the way he thought this entire impeachment trial was going to play out, estimating that it might end sometime about the middle of next week.
And I tell you what, I want to congratulate you and your team. So, once again, you get Griffin's Game Ball.
They say at least 2 armed men walked up to the house and shot a man in his 20s. He was shot in his chest. The victim was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Fire alarm went off. 24 firefighters got those flames under control in just 20 minutes.
2 people were shot and taken to Ochsner LSU Health. The suspect is said to be in a small blue car. Right now, there's no word on a possible motive.
A group of Caddo Parish teachers is protesting the district's plan to reopen schools.
I see over 200 kids a day, and I just don't understand how that's supposed to be safe, but me going to the grocery store is not safe.
It's hard not to listen.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
When hundreds of people march through the streets chanting in unison.
No justice! No peace!
Sharing their message.
All lives do matter, but I feel like black people aren't getting equal rights as everybody else are.
I just want to tell you how proud I am of you and how far you came. Believe it or not, you have climbed some tough hills and battles over the years. I will always support you. That's part of a text message Travion Anderson sent to his girlfriend, Shateri Payne, 6 days before she died.
A young officer in the prime of her life was killed in a senseless act of violence.
Payne, who had just graduated from the academy, was leaving to start her night shift with the Shreveport Police Department January 9th. She was shot in the head in her driveway.
173. Are y'all putting out that Travion Anderson is a suspect?
That's 10-4.
Okay, I had him detained in a patrol car at this time.
We believe Anderson shot and killed her and concocted the false narrative of her being murdered by an unknown suspect.
His cousin, Lawrence Pierre II, and a friend, Glenn Frierson, are accused of helping him hide the gun. Prosecutors are now building their case against Anderson, the man who they say pulled the trigger. It's a big one. And we went through it all. Hundreds of pages revealing text messages, Google searches, and interviews that tell the story of a planned-out murder of a woman trying to escape an abusive relationship. Investigators interviewed Payne's mother and grandmother, who was on the phone with Payne when she died, with the line on mute. Both women said Anderson treated Payne poorly, breaking her police radio and accusing her of cheating in the weeks leading up to her death. They said Payne had found a new apartment, put down a deposit, and was supposed to pick up the key on January 15th. But according to Payne's grandmother, Anderson had other plans. She said Payne told her in December that Anderson said he would kill her first before she left. Investigators also got a warrant to go through Anderson's phone. What they found revealed to prosecutors a deadly plan in the works. Deleted Google searches included, but were not limited to, shooting insurance, does Aflac pay for gunshots, accident insurance, gunshot wound to arm, gunshot wound to leg, and can you die from a gunshot to leg. Affidavits also reveal a series of text messages between Anderson and Pierre exchanged before Payne was killed. January 8th, Pierre texts Anderson, "Let's knock it out tomorrow." January 9th, Anderson seemingly tracks Payne's every move as she gets ready for work. 7:50 p.m. Bet she putting on clothes. 7:54 p.m. She just about done. 8:14 p.m. Should be coming down. 8:16 p.m. Outside. Officer Shateri Payne was shot at 8:18 p.m.
I was just doing yoga, and now I'm reading a book. Now, I've been totally quarantined now, like not leaving the house at all for anything for like 2 weeks now, and I guess we're gonna do it until the end. I mean, I just don't want to be responsible for hurting someone.
And so I watch him so his dad can get some work done. So we come out to different places, keep our distance from people, and hang out.
We had a picnic.
What else did you do?
And I feed the ducks.
I'm a student at Bipsy, and everything has been shut down. We're even having classes online through a conference. Wash your hands, social distancing, and don't go out if you don't have to.
I'll work from home and make calls and send emails, and that's worked well for me. You know, it's unfortunate that we're having to deal with this. Again, we're doing the best we can and making the best of it. It's sunny outside, it's nice outside.
I know it's tough, and I know it's hard on us all, but we all got grandmothers, we all got people that we care about, and this too shall pass. I mean, it's just something that we have to go through right now. We haven't seen it before, but that doesn't mean that we cannot adapt. That's all the human race ever do, man. We adapt. And we adapt to our surroundings, and we keep going and we keep moving forward. And I want them to do the exact same thing, man. Stay social distance, man. Keep your hands washed. Stay clean. It's going to be all right. We'll get through it soon, man. Trust me.
Blink, and you just might miss this sleepy old trailer park on Old Mansfield Road.
Most of us are retired out here.
Ann Fisher knows it's not much, but she's called this Keithville community home for about 40 years.
The owner lived down the road down there, but everything was kept up. If anything was messed up, it was taken care of.
What was once known as the Armstrong Trailer Park has changed hands quite a bit in recent years, allowing conditions to deteriorate.
When I first moved here, all these roads were smooth and kept up that way all the time. There was no growth like this.
But the bonds among neighbors are strong as ever.
Everybody scratches everybody's back around here. Help each other. Somebody needs something, we're there for them.
Tammy Gooden is a mother of two battling breast cancer. She and her other neighbors are now left fending for themselves.
I got this on 8/7 and said I had 5 days to leave.
These pink eviction notices were mailed to one neighbor with instructions to hand them out to everyone in the trailer park. It says the water system does not meet health department standards, so the park is shutting down. Everyone has 5 days to move out.
But you guys never would have expected 5 days.
No. We knew the letter was coming, but to say 5 days?
We've all been shaking and crying and upset, And
as neighbors like Mary Bain weigh their options, they're faced with the reality that there aren't many options for moving a decades-old trailer.
When you go to move them, they just literally just disintegrate on the highway.
Not to mention, it's expensive.
We're on fixed income. I make $1,000 a month.
I'm 84 years old. I got no place else to go. I can't afford to move my trailer.
I just don't want to be put out on the street.
No.
Especially my kids.
The health department confirms a list of ongoing problems with the park's water system, all of them stemming from neglect. And all of these women understand why they need to leave.
Give us time to find some place to live. And some of us have health issues and age issues and financial issues, okay? We're not being unreasonable.
But when it comes to asking for more time, they don't know who to ask.
We have no idea who these people are.
The eviction notice was not signed with the person's name, just a company, F&H Properties. Using public records, I found the property owners, Horace and Frankie Johnson. They live in North Carolina.
My dad owned the trailer park. He started it many, many years ago.
it's really not a safe place for anybody to live. The last person that were running it just simply walked away from it and said, he was done. So I ended up having the land back with these people residing on it.
Turns out the Johnsons don't have many options either.
I've tried to find people that might be interested in buying the property and running it, but nobody wants to have anything to do with it.
The Johnsons tell me they don't expect anyone to have to pack up and leave in less than a week. Are you guys willing to work with them to give them more time?
Well, it's not going to be 5 days. That's what when you do the eviction thing, you have to put on there. Then it has to go to the court system.
She's right. I spoke with the constable who oversees this area, and he tells me when it comes to evictions, 5 days' notice is the law. When that time runs out, the landlord will contact the Justice of the Peace, who provides another 5-day notice for the constable to serve. At the end of that 5 days, a hearing, when the tenants get one last chance to tell their side of the story.
Give us more time and help.
I'll get a chainsaw, and y'all can come back out here when I put that sucker down.
Jamie Ostroff, KTBS 3 News.